Ninjas, welcome to Yoga with Dojo Cat and welcome to the first video on my Patreon. First of all, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your support, and you supporting me helps me keep doing what I'm doing. So thank you so much for being here. When I was thinking about today's class, I was thinking about inner strength and how much stronger we are than we think we are, especially when it comes to difficult situations, whether that be something maybe in your personal life or on the mat. Maybe you're doing a hard pad round and you're being pushed and you don't think you can do it, but somehow you tell your mind, I can do this, and you get through it. And that applies to lots of areas of your life. So when you're in these poses today, and maybe it's difficult, maybe it's burning, just remember, tell your body, you can do this, mind over muscle, and you will pull through, and you'll end up at the end of this flow feeling stronger. Let's just get into it. You can come into a comfortable seated pose. I'm going to stay on my knees today because I kicked an elbow in sparring the other day. I've got this big bruise on my leg. But if you're in an easy pose, ground your weight evenly through your sit bones, and just take a second. Place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. And if you like, you can close your eyes and set your intention. And today my intention is I am stronger than I think I am. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold at the top for 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the mouth. 2 more times just like that. Inhale. Hold at the top. 3, 2, 1, exhale. And one more time. Inhale. Hold. 3, 2, 1, exhale. Beautiful. You can blink your eyes open. I will begin with some wrist rolls going in one direction. Our wrists are often so neglected, so I like to add in little things here and there, changing directions, just to make sure that we give them as much love as we give other parts of our body. And we'll tuck our chin to our chest. Ooh, my neck is sore. We've been doing ground rolls and jiu-jitsu, and it's a lot of inverting. It really, really tested me this week. And bring your gaze up to the sky. And bring your gaze back down. Turn your head side to side, like you're shaking your head no, but really slowly. Come back to center, dip your chin again, draw little half circles going from shoulder to shoulder. And then draw a big circle going all the way around in one direction and the other. Beautiful. Come back to center. We're going to bring our thumbs to our shoulders and our elbows together at the top, and draw a nice big wide circle going out and down, and then meeting at the bottom, coming up together at the top. Just keep going. And once you hit the top, switch directions, going down and out. Beautiful. We are just going to sit on our bums from here. Bring your legs nice and wide. Just be careful not to push yourself too far in this pose, just as far as where you're on the edge of being uncomfortable. We're going to give our hamstrings a little bit of love. If you want to use props at home, you can feel free to use them. For example, if you'd like to stick a little roll-up blanket underneath your knees, if you can't quite straighten your legs and fold forward, that's fine. A little bend in your knees will help you prevent any injuries and just keep your joints safe if you're not super flexible. In this pose, fingertips to the mat beside your hips, lift your spine nice and straight. Deep breath in, exhale, hinging forward at the hips, and then you can take your hands and curl yourself forward. Now if you're super flexible, you might be able to come down to your elbows or maybe even your forehead. I'm not, so I'm gonna stay right here. Bring your mind to your breath, to your intention that you set. Just keep your mind on the mat today. Release this pose, sitting back up, hands beside your hips, turn your torso over to that left leg. Deep breath in, exhale, folding forward over the left leg. Again, if you need that little bend, please take it. And release. Hands down beside your hips, straighten your spine, turn your torso over to the right. Deep breath in, exhale, folding over the right leg. And release this pose. Keep that straddle pose in your legs. Inhale your hands to the sky. And exhale, we're going to bend sideways. Extending the right arm overhead and reaching. If you can, grab onto your foot or your shin. Just feel that nice stretch in that right side body. And release. Coming back to center. Inhale your hands to the sky. And exhale, bending over to the right, left arm overhead, creating space in that left side body. Release, coming back to center, inhaling your hands to the sky, and exhale, twist over that right shoulder, taking your gaze over your left shoulder, taking your gaze behind you. If you want, you can bring your right hand to that left knee. And releasing that twist, inhaling your hands to the sky. Exhaling, twisting over to the right, left hand to that right knee, gaze back over that right shoulder. And release, coming back to center. All right, we're gonna open up our chest a little bit here. If you're a martial artist like me, in kickboxing, we spend so much time like hunched over in our shell, or maybe we have an office job. It's really important that we take the time to stretch our chest. We're gonna bring our feet a little wider than hip distance apart, and your hands are gonna come behind you, fingers pointing the same direction as your toes, and you're just gonna lift your chest up, lift your face to the sky, and you're just gonna feel a nice pull in your shoulders. You're squeezing your shoulder blades behind you. Option to stay right here, or if you like, you can bring your feet together and then join me in a reverse tabletop. Lifting your hips to the sky. If that's too intense for you, you can bring your heels a little bit closer and just lift your hips up. So it's up to you. One more breath. And exhale, drop your bum back down to the mat. Nice work. Cross your legs, roll over onto your knees, and meet me in a child's pose, bringing your knees nice and wide, big toes to touch. Extending your arms out in front of you, bringing your forehead to the mat. Now, since we're about to get into our peak poses, let's keep this child's pose nice and active. You're lifting your forearms off the mat, your fingers are spread nice and wide. If you like, you can even get a little bit of movement, rocking side to side. You can also, if you want to stretch your triceps a little bit, bring your hands to prayer and just pull your fingertips to the back of your neck. And release your hands back down to the mat. You can take that prayer pose and lift yourself up. Planting your hands, tucking your toes, lifting your hips to the sky for downward facing dog. Get some movement in this down dog, pedaling out your feet. You can rock up onto your tiptoes to stretch your feet out. You can nod your head, yes. Oof, got a lot of tension in my neck. Oh, shake your head no, nice and slow. And then find some stillness. Go back to your breath and your intention. You are stronger than you think you are. Bend the knees, take your gaze forward and hop step or float to the top of your mat, meeting in a forward fold. You can keep your hands resting underneath your shoulders, or if you like, you can tuck them into your elbows. Just let your top half head. Your neck should be relaxed. Don't look up at me, just listen to my voice. And then rock side to side if that feels good for you. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, gaze forward. Exhale, back into your forward fold. Take a deep breath in here through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. And then really slowly rolling up. The slower the better. Letting your chin come up last. Rolling your shoulders up and down away from your ears. Just going to turn to face the camera here, but we are going to go into our palm tree. So you can inhale your hands to the sky and grab onto your left wrist with your right hand. Take a deep breath in and exhale, bend over to the right. You're going to pull on that left wrist, which is going to intensify the stretch in that left side body. Come back to center, switch your grip. Inhale, exhale, bend to the left. And come back to center, let your hands come down beside your hips. We're going to go into our first balancing pose, so you can put your weight into that right side and pick up that left knee, flex that left foot. Option to stay right here if this is enough for you, or you can take that right hand, wrap it around the left knee, and then extend that left arm and twist, taking your gaze behind that left shoulder. If you'd like to bump this up a little bit more, you can reach down and grab onto your foot and straighten that leg. Holding for 3, 2, 1. If you have that foot, release it. Come back to center, bring that foot back down to the mat. Beautiful job. Take a nice big step so you have a lot of space in between your feet, and turn your toes outward. Bring your hands up into cactus pose and sink down into a good squat. So in this pose, your weight is going to be in your heels. You should be able to lift your toes up and wiggle them. And your tailbone should be tucked underneath. So if you feel like your bum is sticking out, just pull it underneath, engaging that core. This is one of those poses where you need that inner strength, right? You're feeling the burn in your legs. It's a little uncomfortable. Follow your breath in, all the way down to your belly, and then follow it out. You're stronger than you think you are. You can do this. Straighten your legs. Inhale your hands all the way to the sky. Get a nice, beautiful stretch. Keep those arms extended. Bend the legs, but we're going to come up onto the tip toes of our feet. Nice little sunflower variation here. Perfect, because it's super hot here this weekend. We're getting some crazy thunderstorms, which I love. My nose. Beautiful, holding for 3, 2, 1. Bring your heels back down to the mat, straighten your legs to give yourself a little break. And then we're going to pivot all the way over to that right side. So our right leg is in front of us, our toes on our left side are facing the same direction, and we're meeting here in a high lunge. Just take a second here to check your alignment, making sure your knee is stacked over top of your ankle. You're actively pressing that knee out. If your knee is facing inwards, that's bad for the joint. You don't want that. So extend those arms to the sky. Of course, if you need a break, bring your hands to heart center. Bring your arms out to T, and we're going to twist over to that right side, taking our gaze to that right hand behind us. Forward fold, high lunge. And then from here, we're going to transition into our warrior two. So release the twist, pivot that back foot so that it's parallel with the short part of your mat. Keep it bent in the front leg, extend your arms up. Your right fingertips are in front of you, facing that right leg. And you're really reaching in between your fingertips, right? Trying to find a lot of length from your left fingertips all the way to your right ones. Nice strong warrior pose here, which is very apt considering we're martial artists or athletes. We're all strong as hell, can get through anything. We're going to reverse this warrior and cartwheel your hands down to the mat, plant your hands, step back into plank, shift forward, drop yourself 90 degrees, chaturanga, untuck your toes, inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, pressing into your down dog. Beautiful work. We're going to take that to the other side. Bend the knees, take your gaze forward, hop, step, or float to meet at the top of your mat and forward fold. Take whatever movement you need here. Maybe you need to get some nerve flossing in here by bending and straightening one leg at a time. Again, just a reminder, relax your neck. I always say that because I always personally need the reminder to relax. And find some stillness. Go back to your intention. Brace yourself for the rest of this flow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And roll up one vertebrae at a time. shoulders up and down away from your ears at the top. And we'll go into that palm tree. So you can bring your hands to the sky, grab onto the left wrist with that right hand, deep breath in, exhale, bend to the right. Getting some nice flexion in that spine. Releasing, coming back to center, switching your grip, deep breath in, exhale, bend to left. And coming back to center, you can bring your hands down beside your hips. Okay, from here we'll go into that balancing pose on this side, grounding into that left foot this time, and then picking up that right leg, flexing the right foot. Again, option to stay right here. Otherwise, you can join me in placing your left hand on that right knee, extending the right arm out parallel, and then twisting back over that right shoulder. Again, stay right here if this is enough. If you need to bump it up, take your left hand, oh, I'm already falling out of it, to grab onto the right foot. Oh yeah, I sprained that toe too. And then straighten the leg. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Release that foot to the mat. Whew, take a deep breath in. I always need to pedal my feet out on that side, I'm not sure why. Now we're going to turn towards the wide part of our mat, bringing our hips wider than our feet, wider than our hips, toes pointed out, and sinking into that goddess pose. So bring your arms up into a cactus, have your tailbone underneath, and this time I challenge you to sink a little lower. Remember, go back to that inner strength. You are tough. You can take some burning in your legs. All we're doing is making ourselves stronger. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs, straighten the arms, get a beautiful stretch. Amazing. That feels so good. Keep your arms extended. We're going to bend those legs again and then come up onto our tiptoes. Lift those heels. Bend those legs. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs. Bring your hands down for a quick little break. This time we're going to turn towards that left side, pivoting that back foot so that the toes are facing the same direction as your toes on the left foot. And then bend that front leg, meet me in a high lunge. Remember to relax your shoulders away from your ears. Bring your mind back to your breath. Arms out into a T and then twist towards that left side. Gaze over the left shoulder. Beautiful. Release that twist. Pivoting that back foot. That's parallel with the short part of your mat. Warrior 2. Keep that bend in that front leg. I'm running too. Flip that palm, reverse your warrior. Taking the mind with that right hand if you like, or just placing it behind that right thigh. release. Bring the arms up to a T, straighten that front leg, shift forward. Drop the left hand to the left shin, gaze up at the right hand, triangle pose. And release this pose. Can move briefly into warrior two. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And cartwheel your hands down to the mat, planting the hands, stepping back into the plank, shifting forward, dropping chaturanga underneath your toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. This time we're going to exhale into a quick child pose here. Alright, we're going to move on with the second half of this flow. Rolling up, tucking the toes, lifting back into downward facing dog. You have the option to stay in your regular down dog, or if you'd like to add a twist with me, plant into that right hand, take your left hand and grab onto the right heel. Take your gaze up, almost at your armpit. And release. Plant the left hand, take that right hand, grab onto the left heel, twisting, gazing up at the ceiling. And release. Just going to tiptoe your feet forwards and then turn to face the wide part of your mat. And then from here, we're going to take a nice big step, bringing our feet really wide. This time, keep your toes facing straight on. So last time we had that angle for a goddess squat. This time we're keeping them straight. Let your top half relax into a wide-legged forward fold. If you'd like to deepen this pose, take your hands and curl them behind you. Beautiful. If you have curled your hands behind you to deepen the stretch, just bring them back to center. Place your hands on your hips, rise all the way up. And then we're going to turn those right toes so that they're facing the short part of our mat. Keep the left foot where it is, meeting in a warrior two. Extend those arms parallel. Find the length in your arms. Bend deep into that right leg. Flip your palm, reverse the warrior, taking a bind if you like. Keep that bend in that leg. I challenge you. Challenging myself. Release that bend, bring the right forearm just to rest on that right leg. Extend the left arm overhead for an extended side angle. If you want to bump this up a bit, just take that left arm and extend it straight so that you're not relying on resting on that forearm. And release back into warrior two. Keep that bend. I know it's burning. Pivot that back foot so that it's facing the same direction as your right toes, meaning in a high lunge. And then from here, we're gonna go into a pyramid pose. So you can take a little step in so that your legs are closer together. Your left toes are gonna be off at a 45-degree angle. Your right toes are still facing forward. Straighten that front leg. And then we're gonna inhale our hands to the sky. You can keep your hands like this if you want. You can interlock your fingers, make yourself a little steeple. Or bring your palms to prayer and bend your arms so that your palms are behind your head. Deep breath in, exhale, hinging at the hips, folding forward over that lead leg. Now, if you need that little bend to protect the joint, take it. Really engage your core here. I'm shaking right now. Whew. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you need a little break by lifting your torso, you can do that. Bring your hands in front of you, and we're gonna go to another balancing pose from here. So we're gonna put our weight into that right foot, lean forward, bringing your fingertips to the mat in front of you, underneath your shoulder, extending that left arm parallel to the mat. Option to stay right here with that left hand on that left hip. Or if you'd like to bump it up, stack your shoulders by extending that left arm to the sky for a half moon pose. Oop, I fell out. Now, if you have a block and you want to use it on the side here to help you with this pose, go ahead and do that. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and drop into warrior 2. Bending that front leg, pivoting that back foot, meeting back in that high lunge. And then we're just going to drop all the way down to that left knee, untuck your toes, bring your hands down to that right knee, sink into a nice low lunge. Bring your fingertips to the mat to frame the foot and straighten that right leg. Deep breath in and exhale, hinging forward over that leg. Be really careful about straining the joint in this leg. If you feel like you're extending yourself too far, if you're feeling any sharp pains, just pull back, bend the knee if you need to. Bend that front leg again. This time we're going to pick up the left heel to the bum, grab onto it with the left hand, and pull the heel to the bum to get a nice quad stretch on that left side. Foot down to the mat really gently, plant the left hand and open up for a twist on that right side. And release. Plant your hands, step back into tabletop position. Tuck your toes and we'll lift our hips to the sky for a downward facing dog. Option to stay right here in this down dog, or if you'd like to join me in that twist, putting that weight in the right hand, left hand to the right heel, and then gazing up on the right to the ceiling. Planting the left hand, right hand to that left heel, twisting, looking out to the left. Release that twist, going back into the downward facing dog. Try to see where your heels are. Maybe you can touch them to the mat by now. Probably feeling really flexible, particularly in that right side. Tiptoe your feet to meet your hands. And we're just gonna turn to face the wide part of our mat. Bring your feet nice and wide. Keep the toes facing straight on and meet me in a forward fold. Option to stay right here. Maybe you just want a ragdoll here, swaying side to side. Or maybe you're nodding your head yes. Or shaking your head no, letting go of any tension in your neck. Or maybe you want to get some more spine flexion here. You can plant your hand in the center and deep breath in. Exhaling as you extend the left arm to the sky for a twist. Release the twist. Placing the left hand at the center. Inhale. Exhale. Twist to the right. And release the twist. Place your hands on your hips and rise nice and slow. Letting your chin roll up last, shoulders up and down, away from your ears. Turn that left foot so that it's facing the short part of your mat. And keep that right foot where it is. Bend the knee, rise up into a warrior two. Flip your palm, reverse it over, keep that bend in that front leg. Release that pose, coming into that extended side angle, whichever variation you like, whether it be the left forearm on the left leg or extending both arms out parallel. Really makes you engage your core. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Come back into warrior two. Keep that bend. I know it's burning, I know, but you are strong. You can do this. Pivot those back toes so you meet in a high lunge. Balance. And just take a little step in with that right foot straight in that front leg. Option to keep your hands at heart center. Option to steeple your fingers and extend them overhead. Or bring your palms to prayer and bend the arms. Deep breath in. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Folding forward. Keep that torso parallel to the mat. Squeeze the core. And keep your elbows nice and rigid. You're not like crunching them in. And lift back up. Bring your hands down beside your hips. Take a quick breath. And move to that half moon pose on this side. So you can bend that front leg a little bit, reach down, let your fingertips come to the mat, underneath the shoulder, maybe a little bit above it. Extend that right leg parallel to the mat. Option Bend that right arm to the sky. Again, if you have your block, feel free to put it on the tallest setting to help you with your balance. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Hip back into that crescent lunge. And then lower that right knee all the way from that, untuck your toes, bring your hands to that left knee, sinking into a low lunge here. Beautiful. Frame the foot with your hands, straighten the left leg. Deep breath in. Exhale, hinging forward at the hips. Folding over that straight leg, being very careful about knowing our boundaries, knowing the edge between being uncomfortable and actual pain. Bend that left leg, coming back to that low lunge. Now from here, you can pick up that right heel to the bum, reach back with the right hand, pull that heel to the bum for that quad stretch. And gently release that foot back down to the mat, plant the right hand, open up for a twist on the left side. And release the twist, coming into a tabletop position. Just going to turn face this out of your camera. We're going to go into a one-handed tie there here, just to give a little flexion in a different direction for our spine here. Maybe getting a little bit of core work here, a little bit of a back bend. So we're going to keep our right hand planted and then lift the right leg up to the sky. Keep that bend in that leg. You can stay right here if you like, or take that left hand reaching back firmly onto the front of the foot and then kick into your hand. You're going to feel this in your quad, in your low back, in your mid back there. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and gently release. Planting the hand, bringing that knee back down, and we'll take it to the other side. So your weight is going to be in that left side. Bend the left leg, and then again, option to stay right here or reach back with that right hand, grabbing onto the front of that foot, and then kick your foot into your hand for our one-handed tiger pose. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Gently release, coming into that neutral spine. Now from here, we're going to go into our puppy pose. Option to go into a regular child's pose if you like. Keep your hips stacked over top of your knees, and we're going to extend our hands in front of us and then melt our chest down to the mat. If you have a block, you can feel free to stack it underneath your chin if you need the support. You can also just come down to your forehead. Bringing your hands under your shoulders. We're going to go into a couple of cat-cows just to kind of reset our spine. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin and tailbone. Exhale, push the mat away from you, arch your spine, tuck your chin. Inhaling into our cow pose. And exhaling into cat. So a couple more rounds, just using your breath as your guide to the movement. We'll do one more. And come back to that neutral spine. And here we're going to roll all the way onto our bellies and bring your arms out into a T. Bring your right cheek to the mat, your face cheek, not your bum cheek. And then we're going to pick up that left foot and then drop it over top of the right leg for our broken wing pose. Now if this is too intense for you, feel free to stack your knees and just press into that shoulder. This is a pretty intense shoulder stretch, but the broken wing aspect brings your spine into it as well. So whichever variation you need, go ahead and take it. And release this pose, rolling back onto the belly. Turning your cheek to the other side onto your left cheek. Picking up that right foot and dropping it over top of the left. Or stacking your knees on top of each other and just pressing to that shoulder. Releasing the pose, coming back onto your belly. Planting your hands, bringing your knees nice and wide, coming into a child's pose. Bring your forehead to the mat. Roll your forehead from side to side, massaging the forehead. Dropping one elbow at a time. And then find some stillness, bringing your mind to your breath. Roll back up into our tabletop. Bring your hands to the outside of your thighs and help guide them back together. And then extend your arms and legs for one more big stretch. As you exhale, bring your hands down beside your hips. Bring your heels to the edges of your mat and let your toes fall away from each other. And just let your body be heavy. Let your shoulder blades, your glutes, your calves, your heels, let them just melt into the mat. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Relax the muscles in your forehead. Unclench your jaw. Just release any tension from your body and from your mind. You are worthy of this time. You just worked really hard for an hour and you deserve to soak up all that hard work for a couple of minutes of quiet. you'd like to stay in Shavasana for a little while longer, feel free to pause this video. If you're ready to rejoin the world, you can wiggle your fingers and your toes and slowly blink your eyes open. Bring your heels up towards your bum and roll over onto one side, maybe extending an arm to use as a pillow. Just staying here for a couple more breaths. And then in your own time, pressing up and coming into a comfortable seat. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this hour-long flow. Again, your support means the world to me. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that flow helps remind you about how strong you are, and the next time you are doing something difficult, just remember to tell yourself, I'm stronger than I think I am, and you're gonna get through it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'd love to have you in my little dojo. If you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram at dojocat713. That's where I post my kickboxing and jiu-jitsu stuff. And also, if you are in the Saskatoon area and you want to do a live class with me, I will leave the link to my booking app below. Go hydrate, my ninja brothers and sisters. Wear your sunscreen, it is hot out there. And go give somebody that you love a hug. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Os.